Today we're talking about lighting. On this channel we look at camera tech a lot, but today we're looking at a light that will make that footage you shoot with your camera look better. This is the Falcon Eyes SO28TD bicolor LED light. It's a soft light versus traditional LED lights that are made up of a lot of little LED bulbs. This is an edge-lit LED, so it has a diffusion panel built in that really puts off very soft, pleasing light. And it has very good color accuracy. It has a CRI of 95. Basically, that means this light is pretty color accurate. This particular model is nice and compact, measuring only 1 foot across. It has a U-bracket, and when you unlock it, you can spin the fixture 360 degrees. I have the power cord attached here, so I can't show the full 360, but without the cord or using the battery, you can position it any way you like. And speaking of batteries, it takes the ubiquitous Sony NP style batteries. The light has a battery indicator too, which is nice. And researching the life of the battery, a larger NPF 970 like we're using here should last between 2 and 3 hours. The cord and the AC adapter that comes with the light is about 14 feet long, which is great. Anytime I don't have to use extra stingers is a win. One thing I don't like though is the AC adapter box is right at the length where when you raise the light, it then dangles and is not on the ground anymore. So then typically I would get some ties and attach it to the light stand. Not a big deal, but it is something to be aware of. Changing the brightness level on this light couldn't be easier, and this LCD panel is probably one of the most responsive I've ever used. It will also go down to 0%, so you can dim the light all the way down without actually turning it off. Lots of LED lights will only go down to 10%, so that's pretty nice to have. Then it's just as easy to raise it back up to 100%. This LED light is bicolor, which means it will go to 3200 Kelvin or 5600 for daylight looks. And changing the color temperature is just as easy as changing the brightness. So here's the warmer tungsten look, 3200 Kelvin. And now here, going back to the 5600 Kelvin daylight look. It's not only quick, but it's also a smooth transition between the two colors. So what's included with this light? Well, the first thing that is not included is a light stand. The light stand we're using here is one from Manfrotto. I'll put the link in the description. But pretty much any light stand will work with this light. It's a quality light, but it's not overly heavy. Comes with a zipper case. Not a great case. Battery charger, the light, battery, cord. It is nice that it comes with a full-size Sony battery. These are like 50 bucks by themselves. So it fits back in there a little bit. It's not a perfect fit. And the case is a little flimsy. You can see it's already ripped here. Handle goes together. So we set up an interview look to see how the light works in a more real-world scenario. We're using an iPhone 8 Plus and Filmic Pro, but of course you could use any camera. The key light is about 4 feet away from the couch where the subject will be sitting. That's including the height. I raised it up to shoot down more at the couch to minimize the spill on the back wall. This is definitely a big, soft flood type light. In the user guide for this light, it says the beam angle is 65 degrees. Seems wider than that to me though. So we've got a backlight kicker on the upper left, key light in the top middle, and a background light on the lower right side. So here's the footage right out of the iPhone, uncolor corrected, 5600 daylight. I feel like this light is ideal for interview style setups, talking head YouTubers, that kind of thing. Here the LED is now off and you can see how much light it is actually putting out. I panned the backlight away so you can see how the light falls on the side of her face. I used the backlight to help when I turned off the main key light. but I think the fall off there from the light on her face looks great. And the other thing that a light like this does, since it doesn't have the multitude of little LED bulbs, you don't get the dreaded double shadows that often happens with the LED panel type of lights. So I mentioned spill earlier, so here I'm going to Hollywood a flag over the top of the frame. One thing about these kind of lights is it's hard to control it since there's no barn doors. So using a flag, you can bring that spill off the wall, and then it just brings the viewer's eye more to the subject. It's sort of like adding a vignette in post-production, only you're doing it on set. Having the nice big soft light definitely outweighs the spill issues, but it's just something to keep in mind that you'll really need to have some flags or other ways to control the light to make it look its best. And while you wouldn't change the color temperature in a normal interview like this, I'm demonstrating it here to show the tungsten look against the daylight white balance preset. So since I'm on daylight, the tungsten will look really orange, very warm here. But it's nice to see again how quickly and smoothly you can change the color. As a side note, I rarely use tungsten looks. Seems today, even inside, most people will balance to 5600K, a daylight look. Sometimes it is nice to mix tungsten in a scene, or if you're shooting an interior at night, it's almost always a tungsten look. And just for kicks, I did a really fast color grade here to show a before and after look. I'm really impressed with the capabilities of this little LED, and in particular for a sub $200 light. So if you're shooting interview style setups or talking head YouTube kind of stuff, this is an affordable and portable light you should really consider taking a look at. I put a link in the description along with some accessories and to a couple of their more powerful, larger wattage models too. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification, and we will see you in the next one.